said, what meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, these are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast unto thyself. And that's where we're going to stop right there. Our memory verse, the verse we're going to do the most work on is where Esau tells his brother Jacob, keep that thou hast. I have enough. That's one of the most important verses, I believe, that a preacher can come from. The problem is nobody ever wants to preach about Esau. Just think about it. Everybody, as long as you've been going to church, I know some of us done been here longer than others. How many times have you ever heard a preacher preach about Esau? We always preach about Jacob. You know, we love to talk about Jacob. Jacob is easy. If we ain't talking about how Jacob wrestled an angel, I mean, some people say he wrestled an angel, some people say he wrestled God, some people say he wrestled an angel and God at the same time. But we love to talk about Jacob, but we never, ever talk about Esau. So today, I want to take one moment out, if you never hear nobody else do it, and I want to talk about remembering Esau. That's my topic. If you got to have one, that's it. Remembering Esau. See, from the time Esau was born, first and foremost, you should know his name means red or hairy. Either one. They gave him a descriptive name because he was red and hairy. Kind of ugly looking child, you think? I don't know nobody in here want a red and hairy child. But me, myself, I want to ask a question to y'all. Why do y'all think that they named Esau red and hairy, but they named his brother trickster, liar, deceiver, Jacob? For those that didn't know, that's what his name means, trickster, liar, deceiver. I'm not calling him that from personal bias. That's really what they named him. Some of y'all in here today, what you see when you look in the mirror, you the product of what somebody named you. See, you know the good part about coming back to the beginning is I know everybody in here that knew me before can witness to you. I lived up to the name of preacher's kid. Yes, I did. You know, they say the preacher's kids is the worst one. Well, I know I'm not the only person in here, Rep, that's done lived up to a name that was given to me. They called me preacher's kid. Preacher's kid was the name that they gave me. That's what it says. And I lived up to every bit of it, just about every sin you can name. I had fun doing it too. See, I want y'all to know it took a while for me to get right here. There's plenty of witnesses in here that can tell you I didn't come out preaching. I came out, I bless you with some words. I ain't come here preaching. Esau didn't come here the way everybody else would love to come here, the way Jacob came here. You know, Jacob came with a promise. You read that in the Bible. Jacob was promised that he was going to be Israel. Jacob had a promise, but what do we do about the ones that don't? See, I can appreciate everybody in here that came to church today not claiming stuff. I can appreciate that. You know, people say, well, the doctor diagnosed me with this, but I'm not going to claim it. And the light bill company say they coming to turn off my lights, but I'm not going to claim it. And they about to repossess my car, but I'm not going to claim it. And I can appreciate people that don't claim stuff. But when you're talking to Reverend Junior, you got to answer me one question. If God never let you lose nothing, how in the world can you tell me what he can do in my... Wait a minute. I can appreciate people that don't claim stuff. I can. But if you never had cancer in the first place, how can God kill you? Things seems to me that it don't take a mighty God to kill you or something you never had. But that's just me. That's just me. I know it sounds good. It sounds good. But see, Rum Jr., it's a crazy thing God blessed me with. He blessed me with the ability to think. He blessed me with the ability to reach conclusions on my own in my brain. I can work stuff back and forth and I can see if it makes sense. And a lot of the stuff we do, see, I was hoping Reverend LaFleur wouldn't say too much because I was like, golly, he finna preach my sermon. A lot of the stuff we do, been doing this for years. Done started up new stuff. But for some reason, we don't seem to have the foundation no more. I can tell you all day about how you gonna get you a new car. But when I come to you and tell you that God loves a cheerful giver, oh, Reverend Mo just want money. Reverend Junior just want money. That's why I don't go to church. I sit at the house and I teach myself. Even though you teaching and you reading from the same book, you mean that same book that says, how can they understand lest they? How can they hear? We just gonna throw that part out, you know? We just gonna get rid of that. So we done got rid of cheerful givers. We done got rid of the preachers. We done got rid of all sense that God can actually cure you from anything. And what are we left with? What do we have left? What do we got now? I'm looking around the room at every last one of you. You don't scare me. See, I see some people around here. I know it's somebody else in here. You done been through some pain just like me. You can look on my face and you can see it. You can feel me. You can hear my voice and you can feel that nigga done been through something. I didn't say the word, but you read my lips. I'm going to behave myself from the floor. Esau came into this world struggling. Read your book. He came into this world, his brother grabbing on his heels. I want to take a minute and I'm going to stop by families for a minute. Hello, look at your neighbor, tell him he coming your way, he coming your way. I want to stop and talk about families for a minute. From the time Esau was born, Jacob was grabbing right on his heels. Now, I know we ain't got no families in here that might be a little dysfunctional. I know we ain't got no families in here that might tend to argue and disagree with one another. I know every family in Rock of Ages is just like every family in my church. We perfect. We never argue. We always get along. You just believe everything that Reverend LaFleur say. I know it ain't nobody in here ever disagree with the pastor. I know it ain't nobody in here waiting for church to dismiss right now so we can talk about what I heard what the minister said, but let me tell you this. I know it ain't nobody in here dysfunctional. Well, we just gonna sit back and talk about everybody else then. Because Esau and his family was dysfunctional. See, I'm not going to do too much. I ain't going to have everybody ready to stone me. My wife parked the car right next to the road, so we ready to go. Esau family was dysfunctional. You talking about from the time you was a baby. Your brother been gripping at your heels trying to get what you got. Wouldn't even let you come into the world right. Now you think you got problems. Just imagine not even being able to be born right. If I could have been Esau, I'd have had to look at my brother like, can you let me have something? You got the promise. You're going to steal my birthright later on. Can you let me have this one moment of being born? But no, not even that for him. Maybe that's why if you read on over into the text, you'll start to see where God, they say over and over again how God hated Esau and loved Jacob. See? Even God said it. Now, you know it's bad when God say he hates you. But this right here, this is the problem. This is where we reach this generation gap, where the old can't reach the new don't want to listen to the old. We can't seem to get along. Let me tell you why. Because y'all lucky. You have a pastor, and I'm not just saying this. I read his book a few minutes ago in the office. I know this for a fact. I can confirm this. Your pastor he says the same thing that I'm about to say. One of the biggest reasons that you have this generational gap where the old people can't reach the young don't want to listen to the old, and the ones in the middle, we just going along for the ride, is because we don't speak each other's language. You don't speak my language, you understand? If you don't speak my language, what am I listening to you for? I can stand right up here and I can talk in Spanish to each and every one of y'all. But guess what? I guarantee you 90% of the people that understand what I'm saying went to school with me. And I don't mean went to the same school, I mean went to school at the same time. Around the same years. That's a generational gap. That means they know a different language. You have to learn to speak their language. If you don't learn to speak their language, don't be surprised. Hello, they're not going to listen to you. Buckle your seatbelt, young folk. I'm coming for you next. All these creative minds we got. All these new languages, all this thinking we doing. Have y'all forgot? You can think of all the new stuff you want to, but if you can't remember your foundation, hello. If you can't remember where you came from, if you don't know your history, if you know too much to where you can't listen to none of your elders, hello. Then it seemed to me like we all lost. Wait a minute. Can you use Bible to back that up, Brother Junior? Yes, I can. You know, one of the biggest events that took place in the Bible is the Tower of Babel. Anybody in here familiar with that? I know you old heads are. Tower of Babel. Did God kill them people? Did God kill them? He sentenced them to death. Did he send a plague upon them? The Tower of Babel. You remember? You remember they were building a tower to heaven in order to kill God. That don't sound too good, do it? Sound like something God would take you out over, building a tower to kill him. But instead of killing them, you know what God did? He said, I will confuse their language. He didn't say, I'm going to strike them down and I'm going to wipe them off the face of the earth and start over, or I'm going to send a great flood, or none of that. He said, I'm going to confuse their language. I'm going to make you talk one way and I'm going to make them talk another way. And that's all you hear in church now is a bunch of people with confusing language. You got the young people want to talk one, man, but see me, that's the beautiful part of it. I want you to know that young man, where is he at? Where is he at? I can't find him. The young man that was leading the praise service had on the navy blue shirt with the red on the front. That young man, you tell him I said. He almost got that mic took from him. You be sure to let him know that I said when he come back up in here. Because that young man there, let me tell you something. I don't know what his personal life like, and I really don't care. But I know when you give him a mic and you let that Negro sing, I said, goodness gracious, Reverend Flo got him one. I have to tell y'all, I'm going to take a side note. I have to tell y'all I am so impressed with coming back here and seeing this. Y'all done did a job on this church. Y'all have. I mean, we was good when I left, but you're good now. Don't get it twisted now. We was good when I left. Y'all saw that, saw that anniversary when that choir came. We was good when we left. Don't let it go to your head now. You do it, but I just want to give you a pat on your back, give you roses while yet you live. You are doing a job now, a wonderful job. Wonderful. From the praise service to everything, wonderful. But before Reverend Junior wandered too far out in there, and people start wondering what this got to do with Esau, I'm going to get back onto it. Esau manages to get born with his brother on his heels. And next thing you know, Esau is out working. He gets tired. And what does his brother do? His own brother. Remember I told y'all I was coming for family? I told you I wasn't lost. His own brother decides, you know what, while my brother is out working. See, the one brother, Jacob, he belonged in the house. Esau, he belonged in the field. Of course, they're going to put the red one out in the field. Jacob, his own brother, says, you know what? my brother gonna be tired when he coming from that field. Esau coming up, big, hairy, burly man. You know, y'all done seen the type. And many men just want to take their shirt off today. You done seen them. He was built. He was stacked. It might have been ugly, but he was built. He come up, he say, brother, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Give me something to eat. His brother say, Jacob tells him, hey, look, you're going to have to give up that birthright. I'll give you something to eat. But you're going to have to give up that birthright now. This is where I got to speak somebody else's language because they don't understand how this relates to them right now. Well, let me tell you something. You ever heard somebody tell you, I'm going to do something for you because I love you? And then next few minutes after they do it for you, you found out they told 10 people they did it for you before they even did it for you? You know what I mean? You ever had people like that? You ever had people in your family? You don't want them to do nothing for. I'd rather starve to death than ask some of my family members to give me something. Well, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be able to go home after this. But that's what he was doing. You want to know how this relates to you? That's what he was doing. His brother was bargaining with him for something to eat. Hey, look, you either going to starve to death or you going to give something up. Ain't it a shame when you can't even get something free from your family? But look, ain't that the world we living in, though, mama? Where as soon as you get something, everybody want to say ain't nothing free. I can't tell Crystal how beautiful her hair is without me wanting something from... Y'all know, all these women sitting up here, y'all know what I'm talking about. Can't no man come up and smile in your face without that. That means what you want. That's what that means. That means you're not here for free. Golly, I ain't gonna be safe nowhere in Hattiesburg after this. But nothing in here, nothing we do now is for free. We can't just do nothing because we love people no more. We got to do it even if it's something as simple as getting your name called. It ain't always about, just getting extravagant stuff, stealing somebody's birthright. No, sometimes it's just about, hey, you could mention me next time you say the announcements, Sister Brown. Honorable mention, stuff like that, honorable mention. I don't want nothing major. Just call my name out so everybody know I did it. Because I'm going to make for sure that everything I do for Pastor and First Lady, you best believe my name going to be attached to it. I love you, though, First Lady. I love you. But this 5 I'm finna drop on you. You make for sure you let Pastor know where that came from so Reverend Junior could get invited back, right? That's what it is. I know you don't think that. I know we don't teach that the Bible is really that blunt, but guess what? Yes, it is. Think about it. 90% of the people we preach about got locked up. I look at it like this. If you didn't get locked up, you already on the right track. The people that wrote the Bible, most of them is ex-cons. Think about it. You stand up there, you look at me, and you say, that Negro must be after money, but then you turn around and you'll sit up and read on the life of an inmate. You'll take the advice of an inmate. See, let me tell you something. The only difference between, I don't care if it's none of them in here either. The only difference between an inmate and a person like me is that you got caught and I didn't. That's the only difference. I want you to know that. I ain't saying that so you can think I'm more special than you. I'm saying it for just the opposite. I want you to know the only difference between you and me is that you got caught and Rem Jr., well, I didn't. We ain't no different from each other. But we can't do nothing for each other. Can't no such thing as just loving somebody no more. You better get on out of here with that. So I'm saying that for personal experience. I have learned love sometimes ain't enough. Sometimes you got to do more than just love somebody. And sometimes you got to do less. See, I believe my mama loved me. I do. I believe she loved me. I believe a lot of my family members love me. But sitting up loving me, telling me how much they love me, and this, that, and the other, when I was doing what I was doing, come on now. I know I ain't the only one in here. You know you got people at home that love you, and they tell you they love you, and they tell you how much you need to quit doing what you're doing, and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. You don't want to hear none of that when you out there in the street. At least I didn't. Sometimes love should make you back off. Sometimes love should make you leave people alone. But we can't do that now. Because we stop talking to people and we're not being Christian. See, that's now you see all this stuff I'm talking about. I want you to know everything that I'm saying, y'all have all heard before. Everything that I'm saying, each and every one of y'all done been taught before. Maybe not by your pastor, but you done heard it before. Preachers say this stuff all the time. We teach people that if you love them, you constantly got to be up in their face talking to them. Well, Reverend Jr. ain't that type of person. If I may love you, but baby, I might not like you, that don't mean that I'm going to be in your face all the time. Bible say God hated Esau. He hated him. Or did he? Remember that thing, that little tangent I went on about language? Y'all remember me talking about that? Come on, wake up with me. I'm almost done. That little tangent had a purpose. I wanted to show y'all something. You can read your Bible right now and you'll see where it says that God hated Esau. And most of y'all will take that and you will say, well, God must have really hated Esau. But let me tell you something. If God really hated Esau, would Esau have been saying the verse that y'all read at the beginning? Do you remember that? Keep your stuff. I got enough of my own. Remember that? Remember me telling you how Esau got his birthright stolen from him? Well, where did this money come from, Pat? You really thought for a second that God hated Esau. That's why you need a pastor. That's why you need a preacher. Because sitting at that house on your own with the little lamp on, reading for an hour a day, Brother Lane, but never taking nothing to a minister and asking him, hey, look, can you explain this to me? Show me what I can't see. That's the difference. The same difference between me and an inmate as I didn't get caught. The difference between a pastor and a member of the congregation is your pastor has the vision. No, God not going to give you his vision. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He is not going to share the vision with the congregation. The only person that even stand a chance of getting a glimpse of it sat right there. So if they going off and trying to get information on their own, because I disagree with everything Reverend LaFleur say. You know what I mean? I know he a man of God and all that good stuff, but I feel like God talked to me too. I told y'all I got a problem with thinking. I do. I got a problem with thinking. If it was that easy for you to sit at the house and get all this information yourself, then why would God call him? I'm confused. I'm lost. Why didn't he call you? Okay, I'm going to get off of that because I'm going to have a bunch of wannabe preachers chasing me out of town in a few minutes. I could be a preacher, Rep. I could, but the Lord ain't called me yet. You know, Rep, I could be a preacher. I could, but I just don't know if I could deal with church folk. I could be a preacher, Rep. I could. But I think Reverend LaFleur is holding me back. I could. Old folk used to have a saying about your shoulda, coulda, wouldas. All this stuff you could do instead of doing what you should do. How about instead of sitting back trying to be Reverend Flo, find out exactly where you fit in Reverend Flo's vision? How about that? Instead of sitting up grabbing on Reverend Flo's heels, trying to stop him from having his moment, trying to stop First Lady from having her moment, why can't we all just find out, hey, where am I on this track so we can help this train keep going? Why can't we do that? But you're going to always have your Esau's. And you're going to always have your Jacobs. See, the thing that I like about Esau would work. Here I come for you, young men. I told y'all I was on my way. Young men, tell me something. See, I'm 33. How old am I, baby? I'm 33. Right, I'm 33. I didn't want to get up here and lie to y'all. I'm 33 years old. I'm right here at the age where I'm so old that young folk don't want to hear you. And I'm so young that old folk don't want to hear you. So the best part about being here is I ain't got to care about what I say. Think about it. If I say the wrong thing, they're going to say, well, he young and dumb. If I say the wrong thing and an older person here, they're going to say he young and dumb. A younger person going to say, well, he old-fashioned. Well, I'm good then. I'm covered on both sides. Here we go, young men, buckle your seatbelt. What happened to men wanting to work? Here I go thinking again. Y'all take a trip with me. I can go to the gym, Super 8 or whatever gym you go to, Gold's Gym. I can do my workout. I can get pumped up. I can sweat. I can be around other men. I can walk around the house with my shirt off looking in the mirror all day. But the minute my wife tell me, baby, the bills is due, what happened to all that work ethic I had? Think about it. Every man you see now want to have muscles. Every man you see, I'm talking to the men. Women, you ain't got to say a thing. Just look straight ahead. I'll be your way in a minute. I'm talking to the men. You can put all that energy into something that's not going to give you nothing back instead of doing what you're supposed to do. What happened to men working? What happened to men being accountable? You want to know what it is to be a man? Hello, here it is. You're responsible. That's what it means to be a man. You're responsible. I spent my life asking people, Papa, what is it? What do it mean to be a man? How do I know when I'm a man? And everybody tell me, well, you got to take care of your family. But I know people, they take care of their family, but they beat their family. They say, well, you got to have some money. I know plenty of people that's got money and still turn around and lose money. I know all of these men. That's the good part about being a truck driver. I see different types of men everywhere you go. Pause for a minute. I know it ain't no good men in Hattiesburg. I know all the men in Hattiesburg is the same. But take it from somebody that's been all over this country. No matter where you go, no matter where you go, all the men is the same. Hello. I know. We like to refine it to Hattiesburg so that way, it gives you something to fantasize about. Like if I just get out of Hattiesburg, I can find me a good man. But you'll find out as you get around that actually Mississippi really ain't that bad. Trust me, it's not that bad. It gets worse. You understand? But we don't teach nobody to be thankful for what they got. We always teaching them to get more. That's the thing. We always teach them to get more. Reach for more than what you got, right? Well, reach for a Negro in Atlanta, where most of them is. I know y'all thought I was going to say it. If you don't know what I just did, ask one of your members that did laugh. They know exactly what I was about to say. They always teaching you to reach for more than what you got, but it ain't until you reach and grab something you didn't want that you find out what you had wasn't that bad. Because see, we always want to talk to people about Jacob stealing Esau's birthright, but we never talk to people about the trouble Jacob had to go through for stealing Esau's birthright. Believe it or not, Jacob had consequences. There were consequences to his actions. But I'm not going to focus on Jacob. Like I said, Jacob done had plenty of radio play. Plenty of people giving shout out to Jacob. I want to give a shout out to Esau. Because right now, I can see Esau. You feel me? I'm going to talk kind of blunt because that's what I do. I ain't that old. I can see Esau sitting at that house. His brother done already conned him out there in the field. He full now, so you know you think better on a full stomach. I can think about what I just did. I done gave away the one thing that was promised to me from the very beginning. I done made a big mistake. All this just so I can have me something to eat. How many of y'all done made big mistakes? Done gave up something, women? Hello, I'm here. How many of y'all done gave up something? And that next morning, you realize you gave up something you probably should have kept to yourself? That's as graphic as Reverend Jr. gonna get. I told you I'm gonna behave myself. How many of y'all done woke up the next day saying, I should have thought a little bit longer. I should have thought a little bit harder. How did you get here? Believe it or not, a woman wrote that song for real, so I know at least one woman in the world thought that. How did you get here? How did I ever wind up with you? It's funny how many queens we got running around here now, Rev, but they always seem to want to lay with dogs. How did that happen? Everybody's a queen now, ain't they? You know, everybody's a queen. Some of the men think they. Everybody's a queen now. But I see these queens doing some of the most unroyal stuff I've ever seen in my life. How many times have you ever seen a queen putting herself on display for all to see? Look, I'm a man. I don't care what you wear. I understand that from the very beginning. I don't care what you wear. I'm a man. My wife's sitting right here. You see me. I say it in front of her. I'm a man. She know I'm a look. That's why she love me so much, because she know I ain't gonna lie about it. I don't care what you wear. But I gotta tell you the truth, even if it conflicts with my own personal interests. As a preacher, I gotta let you know. Why are so many queens putting themselves on display? See, I'm gonna show you. This is a battle of language right here. A man walks up to a woman. He tells her, hey, I can take care of you. Hey, ma, hold up, ma, hold on, wait a minute. You saw that dress right there? I saw you looking at it. I know you was looking at it. But see, you got with a brother like me, you wouldn't have to look at it. You could wear it, baby. You'll look at him and you'll say, all it is to you is your money. You can't buy me. I'm not for sale. And you throw your head back and walk off. I ain't got no hair. If I did, I'd swing it. But then you'll turn around and you'll advertise yourself and you surprised at what you catch. You could figure him out that all he was doing was bringing his money. That's all that was to him. Well, what am I supposed to think is all that's to you when you coming to me and I can see everything I want to see? How am I supposed to see you? I want y'all to know I don't live in the city limits of Hattiesburg, so you can't catch me. If I make it out the parking lot, I'm good. How am I supposed to take you serious? How am I supposed to see a queen when I can see everything? How? We having a breakdown in communication. We can always see everything about everybody else. Women see everything about men. Men see everything wrong with her, and we take it to the Lord. Good God Almighty. Lord, if you'd have just gave me a better woman, I could be a better. What did you get that from? Lord, if you just gave me a better man, then I could be a better. Where did you get that from? Since when is your service to the Lord dependent on? Everything we do is dependent on somebody else, Rev. See, I would be a faithful member. I would pay my tithes, Rev. But see, understand, it's that person that's sitting next to me on Sunday morning. I just can't stand them. Rev, I would have been in the choir, Rev. I would have joined the praise team, Rev. I would have taken care of First Lady. I would have brought her a glass of water. I would have been a great member at Rock of Ages. But that person sitting next to me, Rev, they just so messy. Remember I told y'all that no matter where you go, it's all the same? Well, guess what? If it's anybody in here thinking that maybe I need to find me another church because the people at Rock of Ages is just too messy, I'd like to take a minute out and tell you, no matter where you go, no matter where you pay your tithes at, guess what? You're going to have a bunch of messy people. And guess what? If you can't find no messy people in your church, then chances are you that messy person. We just went viral on Twitter, baby. Messy people all over the world are going to be spreading our name around. Don't invite this Negro to preach nowhere. Messy people. Tell me something. If everybody, are there any people in here that was born saved, that was born holy? You know, the people that came out and then they came out in a beam of light. Any of y'all in here today? I don't see nobody. So that means that it stands to reason that everybody in here was unsaved at one point, right? Everybody in here came from somewhere, right? Everybody in here did they share of dirt, right? Well, tell me something. If you got a church full of people that used to be in the world, how do you think that some of the people in the church gonna act? All of us ain't been here that long. And some of us have been here present in body. I'm coming for y'all now. I could not leave my older people out of this. Some of us have been here for years. Some of us have been in this church doing this thing for years. And for some reason, you still ain't grew no more. The pastor still, you still don't do nothing unless the pastor asks you. Everything First Lady needs, she got to ask you for. She come up, you see something nice when you going out buying yourself something. You can't buy pastor or First Lady nothing unless they ask. Let me show you something confusing about Negroes. Yes, I'm finna get a little mad with you. Why is it that Negroes can't do nothing unless your pastor asks you? But when they ask you, you turn around and say they trying to dig for money. Maybe if you did it without them asking you, then you wouldn't think they was always asking for money. Think about it. You won't do nothing on your own. I don't see nobody volunteering to do nothing. I already told y'all I was impressed with Rock of Ages, so you know I ain't talking about you. Don't take it personal. You don't see people volunteering to do nothing. But the minute the pastor asks you to do something, then you say, well, he shouldn't be asking me to do nothing. But if he didn't ask, you wouldn't have did it. We got to communicate with each other. Told you now I'm going on to a close. Esau sitting there. He's sitting on the porch. He said, Lord, now I done gave away my birthright. And then he came in and he took my blessing. And that was my brother. What I didn't tell you was the mama is the one who had the idea from the beginning. Now, I done grew up my whole life and they done told me ain't no love like a mother's love. Well, what you do when mama stab you in the back? Because you know sometimes we can stop thinking that mama is human. I want to tell y'all something. This is how blind we can be to mamas. Do y'all know that most boys, as far as we concerned, our mama ain't never been touched? Every man in here know what I'm talking about. As far as we concerned, our mama have never been touched, even though we here. Our mama is an angel, not my mama. Not my mama, you know, no. Not my mama. Every time my mama walk in the room, the angels hit a chorus. The light, they get a little bit brighter, and it look like she floating on air. Not my mama. Her feet never touch the ground. Ain't nothing like a boy and his mama. But see, Esau was a daddy's boy. He wasn't a mama's boy. Mama couldn't stand him. Because mama loved Jacob. We ain't got no mamas in here that make a difference between their kids. But just imagine out there somewhere, there is a mama that makes a difference between her children. There is a mama that loves one child more than she loves the other, even though both of them came from the same place. This is the situation you're talking about. This is a family affair. This right here is family business. Let me hear you say it. Say family business. See, the thing about family business is we don't take family business out there. Mama and them used to tell me before I got to church. Now, I'm sorry. Mama and them used to tell us before we got to church. Now look, what happened in this house? And y'all know I'm not. That's the good thing about coming back to the beginning. Y'all remember? Ask the one, if you don't know me, ask the ones who do know me what my mama used to bring to church with us to motivate us not to tell nobody her business. If you think I'm lying, if you think I'm Junior just blowing smoke, ask them what my mama used to have beside her. Sitting next to us, it was always three of us on the pew. It was me, my brother, and Dad. This is family business. The point was, whatever happens in this house stays in this house. Well, tell me something. Don't y'all know that Rock of Ages is a family? Yes. Okay, don't y'all know families don't always get along? Yes. Well, then why is it that every time some pastor hurts somebody's feelings, I'm going to hear about it way out in Petal, Mississippi? Why is it if First Lady don't say my name, if First Lady is so busy shaking everybody's hand and she forget to shake mine, why am I going to hear about it out there in Petal, Mississippi? This family business. I don't care if you do have a problem with your pastor. I don't care if you do have a problem with your First Lady. I don't care if you got a problem with the member sitting right next to you that you just said good morning to in the meet and greet. I don't care. The point is, if you're not willing to be Christian enough to take it up with that person, do us all a favor. Please shut your mouth. This was done by his mama. Can't nobody hurt you like family. I understand. Some of y'all ain't been living long enough to know what I'm talking about. But don't worry, you gonna find out. Ain't no pain like that pain that your family brings. See, because you go out there right now and y'all saw Reverend Junior on the street, you don't know me from Adam. No matter if I tell you, hey, look, that church y'all going to, that's trash. That's garbage. You need to change your membership. You don't care what I say. But what about when it's your family? You're the only one going to church. You're the only one not drinking this Sunday morning. You're the only one Because, see, you know, everybody in here didn't come from no good family where everybody was saved, you know, at the same time we was. Some of us in here got family members that's probably drunk right now. We know them. They just popped up in your head right then. You just saw them just then. Can't nobody hurt you like family. See, Reverend Jr. can say what he wants to, but what do you do when your family is constantly telling you about that mumbo jumbo that you're going to hear that pastor say? What do you say then when it's your family telling you, you ought to just close the doors, stop going to that church. They ain't going to be open much longer no way. That pastor just want money. Why you keep going there every Sunday? You can take that money and you can sit here and buy you something to drink and drink with me. We can both be drunk. Why are you going to that church? See, it's harder to ignore when it's family. At least it was once upon a time for me. I'm a different person now. I love my family, yes I do. But when it comes down to what I'm supposed to do when I get up here, I'll apologize later, probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't care no more. Really don't. Don't care no more. Family is gonna always tell you their opinion, and they always gonna judge you by who they knew you as back then. That's the problem with family.